Hey everybody, MrFlavorsmith here, and today we're going to do something really cool. It's going to be talking about a tool that I think every person that's into barbecuing, grilling, or just indoor cooking, anything, like especially oven stuff, anything where you have a high dollar piece of meat that you're worried about and you need to have complete control over the temperature, know what's going on at all times, or if you just really want to be able to cook and have a peace of mind and knowing that your ambient temperature and your internal temperatures are exactly where they need to be. Well, I tell you what, Typhur has reached out to me with their new Typhur Sync Gold Dual Wireless Thermometer. This system is awesome. Here's the hub. This hub's great. This hub talks to these are the meat probes that go inside. And what it does, it's got 5 different sensors inside the shank here that measure and take exact temperature throughout the meat. And then on the outside here, this black piece, this is a ceramic piece. And in here is another heat probe. And this gives you your ambient temperature. Super, super critical when you're cooking any type of meat is to know what the internal temperature is and your ambient temperature of the device or the structure that you're using to cook your meats in, because it's all about temperature. It's not about time. And if you can harness and really control that temperature, you're going to get great product at the end every single time. And with tools like this, you can do that. Why is this such a great system? I'm giving you a rundown before we get into this, okay? This has a hub. These probes talk to this hub through what they call a 1G system, I believe. And it's kind of like a Bluetooth, but it's like the next level of that. And what it does is it allows you to take this device. This is insane. I took this all throughout my house. No interference at all. I live in a 3,000 square foot house, a little over 3,000 square feet. It's a 2-story house, all right? We've got metal everywhere on this thing, especially in the backyard where the device is at, because we've got a huge, giant aluminum patio cover. I mean, there's just tons of obstacles for this to go through. But it not only gets to every single room in the house while these are stuck in the meat inside the grill, but I'm also able to walk down the street to my mailbox, which is like 2 houses down. And we're going to test this. We're going to try and walk as far as we can to see how well the connection between this and the hub is. And then it takes it a step further. This hub hooks up to your Wi-Fi network in your house. Now you're able to see it from your phone anywhere you go. It's awesome. You can drive, go to the store, pick up something, go pick up the kids. It just gives you a complete range of freedom that you never knew you had and that you never really thought you needed, but guess what? You do. The peace of mind is everything. It also connects to your phone, which then connects to your watch. So while you're driving, you don't even have to look at your phone. You can just look at your watch and see what your internal temperature of that probe is. It's awesome. Anyway, Typhur reached out for me to do a review on this. The reason why I was really excited when I got into this whole cooking thing, got into the YouTube deal, I told my wife I wanted this device. It wasn't this one. This is the new Gold series. It was the original Silver series. I was like, it has everything I want. Well, they made it better. A huge range of connectivity to this. I think it originally was like 500 feet line of sight. Now it's 3,000 feet. So this thing will talk, these will talk to this hub 3,000 feet away, line of sight. And that means no obstacles in the way. Realistically, if you got 700 feet or 500 feet, like that goes through your house. That's everything you need. And then because this connects to your home network, it doesn't even matter. You can be sitting in your home and you're fine anywhere you want. You can be at your buddy's house down the street. You can be, like I said, picking up the kids, going to the grocery store. It's awesome. Let's get to the test on this. We're going to stick this in a couple different chuck roasts I have, and then we'll get to see how cool the system really is. All right, now we're going to take our Typhur Sync Gold Dual with the 2 built-in probes, and we're going to get this going. We're going to turn it on. It's really cool. You can set this up a couple different ways. You can do it from your phone, your connected phone, or you can do it right from the hub. I love that you can do it right from the hub. And it says unplug to start. So we're going to unplug and we're going to probe number 1. And number 1 is going to be our large piece of meat. I'm just going to take it, and I think I'm going to try and go into this big old piece. Okay, And you want to go all the way to where the black ceramic piece is just exposed. I want to point out on number 2, what we'll do, this heat probe has 5 different sensors for the internal temperature right here. And then it's got one sensor right here for the ambient temperature. This line right here, this is like, I believe it's part of your charging area, but that needs to be completely covered up by the meat. So go ahead and butt your meat right up to the edge of the ambient area, because you do need to cover that little piece right there. So we're going to do that on probe number 2. Got probe number 1 right there. I'm going to go ahead and stick probe number 2 all the way in, just like that. There's probe number 2. So we've got 1 here on our big piece. We've got 2 right there on our smaller one. And right now it says setup cook, and it says probe number 1's at 55 and probe number 2 is at 69. So we'll go setup cook on probe number 1. So there we go. Hit that. We're going to go into manual mode. I want this to get to 175 degrees, up or down. And then once it hits 175 degrees, that should be around our stall. Then we're going to wrap it. We're going to put it back in there, try and get it to about 198 degrees. So once you hit your set target temperature, hit the center button. This one is now set. And now you see ambient temperature as well as your goal temperature of 175 and your internal temperature of 55. We're going to set up the second one now. So move it over. There we go. Hit your enter button. Manual setup. 175, it's the same. Yes. And now that one's set up as well. This is really cool. Then we just put our hub right here. And we're good to go. Okay, so we've got some time here. We're 5 minutes into this. Let's put this thing to the test. Now, Typhur says, able to read and stay connected 3,000 feet away from the probes inside its cooking apparatus. So here we go. Let's put it to the test. We're going to walk out of here. We're going to go down the street. All right. Leaving the front of the house. See that mailbox over there? We're heading over there. We're still connected. Still connected. Almost to it. All right, we're at the mailbox. There's the house. And we are still connected. If that's not incredible enough for you, let's keep going. And I would say to that mailbox, I've done it before. It's right around 700 feet. Going down the street. Still connected. What did that mean? It's still connected. I think it's still connected. Yeah, it's still connected. There's little dots down here, but that means time remaining. Because this is a smart thermometer. It'll tell you based off of your ambient temperature, your internal temperature, your target temperature, how much time you have remaining on your cook. There we go. We lost it. We lost probe number 1. Probe number 2 is still there. But look how far, that's my house all the way at the very, very end of the street. All right, folks. That's got to be 1,500 feet away. All right. That's not bad. That's pretty impressive. All right. So I'm walking back, and it takes a little bit for it to reconnect. But when I say a little bit, it's only been 15 seconds. Probe number 2 is reconnected right here. Probe number 1 is still connecting. Should happen any second. Just hit the mailbox. There it is. Probe number 1 reconnected. So I'd say, I mean, practical application, you're not going to get that far away from your cook if you're not planning on going anywhere. But if you are planning on going anywhere, let's check out the Wi-Fi. Still walking back. Backyard. Look at that. That's awesome. I don't know about you guys. I'm truly impressed with how well that stayed connected. All right, let's just kind of look at this real quick here. So it just has this little folding stand right here that just comes out, and then you're just able to, you know, set it wherever. And it's got a little rubber bottom to it, so it doesn't move around easy. Like, if you can see this, I'm moving my whole table just from that. So it holds really secure, okay? And then the 2 probes, probe number 1, probe number 2, slide into there, and then I believe these are the points of contact for the charging, and that's how they charge. You just slide them in there, and the base is already charged, so you don't even need this plugged in, and you can see the charge level right here on the hub, and you can also see the connected. I already have this connected to my Wi-Fi. This thing's fully charged right now. So being fully charged, it can charge, and I'll get into all the specs in probably the description so you can see that, because I don't have that handy. But I just wanted to show you what was included in the box here. The Typhur Sync Gold Dual Wireless Thermometer, and it came in this box. Really kind of cool packaging, you know, just very simple. Has a user manual, okay? There's your user manual. It also has your warranty, so there's a QR code, and you can just go ahead and scan that for your warranty. The really cool thing I like about this, though, is it comes with this certificate of calibration, and it's got some details in there. And so they actually went through and certified its calibration before they boxed it up and shipped it out. That's awesome. So you really know you're getting a good product. This is just the plastic that it came in. You know, to go ahead and set this up, this was on the screen. It has a QR code on there. It walks you through how to set it up. It also comes with a USB, what is that, A to USB-C cord, right? And that's for charging, USB-C, USB-A, or USB-B, whatever this one is. And then that's your USB-C. Yeah, so that's everything that comes with it. It's everything you need anyway. You don't really need a whole lot. And right here on the side, on this side, is that USB-C, and you just plug it on in. But I tell you what, man, this hub holds its charge for a long time. I've already done this a bunch, and I've only had to charge it once, and I didn't even need to. I just did it because I'm kind of like a person that likes to have the tank full, not half full. So, and it's just beautifully, just very elegantly designed. You know, I stick this in my pocket, but you want to make sure that you have this side away from your body because it likes to pick up your body temperature, I think, or something, and it'll turn off, which is no big deal. You just turn it back on, it reconnects. Just know that. But what we're going to do right now is we're just going to put the hub right here next to the barbecue. I already have it hooked up to the internet, to my network system. My Wi-Fi router is in the middle of the house on the bottom floor. So it's got to go through one exterior wall. It's got to go through one interior wall. And, you know, the hub is talking to that. It connected really easy. It's never lost any connection. Now I got to go pick up my wife on the other side of town. So we're going to check everything out through my watch because I'm using my phone to record all this. So I'm not going to be able to record from the phone and also the app. So I will get the app running on my watch. We'll check it out from there. All right, so I'm on the other side of town. Actually, I'm not even in the same town right now. I'm about 12 minutes away, and I just checked my temperatures. Unfortunately, my watch isn't working right now to actually be able to see the temperatures. But it's amazing that you can do this on your phone. It shows me my ambient temperature. It shows me my internal temperature on both probes, all hooked up. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, look at these temps right now. That gives me a ton of peace of mind. I know that I'm below my 250 right now, so I don't have to race home quite yet. My vent, my top vent and my bottom vent are fully open, so I just needed to get hot. But I know I don't have very much time until I hit that 250, so I can't lollygag. But it allows me to kind of work out in my head mentally, like what I have time for. And I don't need to be stuck at home or next to the grill. I can go run errands. That's amazing. Truly, it frees up your cooking without a doubt. Whether you're doing indoor cooking in the kitchen, in the oven, or something like that, or you're doing backyard barbecuing, this is like, it's just a game changer, guys. I never knew that I needed it. I really didn't. I was using wire thermometers, and it was just a mess, but I got through with it. But this is a game changer. This truly makes the whole cooking experience just so much more pleasurable. So let's check out those temperatures again real quick. Look at that. That's awesome. Yeah, so sitting in the 230 for my ambient temperature, that's awesome. That's so great. I'm really happy with that. I'm able to remote access this and see where my cook is at. It's just truly amazing. I know that I have probably about 10 or 15 minutes before I hit the 250 mark. So I'm not going to lollygag. I'm going to get back home. I'm on the, a totally different town, but I know what I need to do and I know what my time frame is. This is so cool. All right, so we're exactly 2 hours into it, and we have an internal temperature on our big piece of meat of 140 degrees, our small piece 141, and then our ambient temperature, they're measuring a little different, and that's just because of the flow of the airflow in there. It's not exactly lined up perfect from one heat probe to another heat probe, so we're in about 254 to 261 is what it's reading right now. It says we have about an hour and maybe 44 minutes cook time left. We'll go off the longer time. And that's just to get to that 175 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so you just saw those temperatures from the hub, from the probes to the hub. All right, now what I want to do is I want to get in the road, and hopefully I can get the app working on my watch as well. And we'll kind of play around with that. I haven't played around with that a lot, but we'll test it and see. Let's do it now. All right, 5 hours into it. What do we got here? We're looking at 152 and 158. Ambient temperature, we're going to go off of probe number 1, about 270. That's right where I wanted it to be. I think the probe number 2 is positioned a little high, and it's just hitting a different level of heat within there. So let's check it out. Let's see how it looks. Oh yeah, look at that. And you see what I'm talking about, how I have that probe sitting so much higher. So I think it's just hitting a higher level of heat. Look at that fat and just how it like rendered really, really good. And we've got juices just kind of flowing everywhere. I mean, this looks good. This is awesome. Wow. This is working so good. I'm really, really, really impressed. This is awesome. Totally in shock with this. Boosted that temperature up. 5 hours, guys. So cool. Ooh, look at that. Let me get a little bit of light on this situation here. Wow. Now, I'm not sure how good you can see that, but I tell you what, that has a really good bark on it. A super good bark, actually. Wow, that looks so good. Wow, I don't even see any dry spots. Wow, and that went 6.5 hours. I didn't spritz it once, anything. The fat is just rendered down so well. Oh my goodness. This looks amazing. Let me see if I can get you in here a little bit better. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, look at that. Man, I tell you what, I am really, really, really impressed with this. It's crazy how nothing dried out. There's just no dry spots on this. It just looks super flavoricious. I'm sure it's gonna be. But this isn't done. We just hit that 170 point. So now I'm gonna wrap it and I'm gonna throw it back on there and I'm gonna crank up the heat as hot as I can get it. All right, so you saw how this Typhur Sync Gold Dual worked on that long smoke job we did, okay? That 8-hour job on that poor man's brisket, otherwise known as a chuck roast. Now, I wanna put this to the test. I wanna see like how crazy I can get with it. I've put it in a Kamado grill before that was completely closed off with thick ceramic walls and everything. I wanna put this to the test with a sous vide. I'm gonna stick this in a juicy, little over 1 inch thick New York steak, and we're gonna put it in the bag, and we're gonna try and read the ambient temperature of the water through the vacuum sealed bag, as well as the internal temperature of that steak as it cooks. Let's get to it now. There's our bag, a piece of meat. Let's open this up. Typhur, let's turn this on. There we go. All right, unplug to start. Probe number 1. We're gonna stick this through that little piece right there, right in the middle, and we're gonna go all the way in, just like that. Let's get this beauty. That is one thick New York steak. Okay. Let's throw a little bit of that on top there. All right. Now we're going to vacuum seal. All right, that one's done. I'm going to do a double seal. The reason why I did the double seal is because we have some of the spice and everything that might have got caught in between that first one, probably in the second one too. So a double seal is a good thing to do. There we go. Now we got a double seal. We're good to go. Look at that. Beautiful vacuum sealed New York strip steak with our heat probe in there. All right, let's stick it in the sous vide. Okay, our sous vide says it's at 131 degrees Fahrenheit. This is a very, very affordable unit, so I don't really trust how great the thermometer is for calibration. So what I'm doing is I'm using my Typhur InstaProbe core, and I'm gonna check and see what the temperature is that it's reading. And it's reading 128.3 degrees Fahrenheit. See, this Typhur InstaProbe core comes with a certification of calibration. So I trust Typhur products way more over this sous vide. So I want to be at 129 degrees. So this is right there. It's like spot on. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our meat in there. I'm gonna have it to where the probe's facing the other way. It sinks right down to the bottom. So I might not even need to put the cage on there. Yeah, there it is. Let's see what it looks like down there at the bottom. Let's get a little bit closer. Okay. And our probe is right here. It's on this side. And right now, it's reading on our unit. It's saying internal temperature is at 46 degrees and 129 degrees right there. That is our that's our target. And our bottom temperature is coming up. The ambient is at 111, 112. It's coming up really quick. But our target's 129. So the back side, this ambient side of this probe, is made of ceramic. And I've noticed that it takes just a few seconds longer for it to actually get to the accurate temperature over the metal. The metal transfers the heat a little bit quicker, but the ceramic just takes a second longer. So just give it a couple seconds. All right, and so I'm guessing this will probably take about an hour and a half to cook, but I'm not worried about time. We're going off of temperature, so we're just gonna keep our eyes on the temperature. All right, so something that's really cool about this Typhur dual sync gold is the Wi-Fi capability. I mean, it's just awesome because I had to go run an errand, and when you're cooking a sous vide steak, it takes a long time and you don't need to be there. That's the beauty behind sous vide. So to be able to leave and know what your temperature is, I mean, it's pretty awesome. My internal temperature, I believe, said it was 103. I'll pop it up right now. And the ambient was 130. So check this out. How cool is that? I mean, that's just so awesome. That's a screenshot of my phone. It's amazing I'm able to do that. And let's just take that one step further. Let me switch this camera around real quick. Check that out. On my Apple Watch, it's telling me right now, it's gonna take, look at to the right where the white font is. It says 20 minutes. It's gonna take 20 minutes for me to hit my targeted temperature. And it's sitting, yeah, there's the internal, 103. That's awesome. How cool is that? The ability to remote view where you're at on your cook and to know your ambient temperature and your internal temperature, man, that just gives you so much power as a cook or just anybody cooking something. Like it just peace of mind, especially if you're a family person. I've got 2 young boys and a wife. I'm constantly busy trying to find just a few extra moments in the day, and to be able to do long cooks like that, it's just amazing. It's really cool. Typhur's got this down pretty good. So I'm impressed with this dual probe sync gold for sure. And I wanted to try it for a long time. Now here it is on a sous vide. Okay, so now what's going to happen is once it hits the internal temperature of 129, then I'm going to pull it off, and guess what? We're going to throw it on a Weber Go Anywhere, and we are going to do a very quick reverse sear. And we're going to see. I mean, this says that it'll take temperatures up to 932 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, I don't anticipate my searing being anywhere near that. I think it's probably going to be around the maybe 500 to 700 degrees, you know, but it's not going to get anywhere near 900 degrees. And we'll check that with an infrared heat gun that I have as well. I'm pretty impressed with the results right now. I mean, that sensor is sitting inside a steak, inside a vacuum sealed bag, underwater in the sous vide tank. And it's talking to the hub, and then the hub is talking to my network, my home Wi-Fi network, and then that's talking to my cell phone, which is then talking to my watch. I mean, that's just awesome. Let's get back to it. Look at that beautiful sous vide steak with that Typhur dual sync gold heat probe stuck inside the New York steak. Working perfectly. Has not dropped signal once. All right, we're about 2.5 hours into this cook right now, the sous vide cook, testing out this awesome little Typhur dual gold sync wireless thermometer system. Heat probe number 1, which is stuck in the very center of that really thick New York steak inside that vacuum sealed bag underwater. It's reading an internal temperature of 123 degrees Fahrenheit. The ambient temperature right now is reading 128 degrees Fahrenheit. And our internal temperature goal is 129 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna bump up the temperature to this sous vide to probably, I'm gonna try and shoot for like 134 degrees Fahrenheit ambient temperature. And I just wanna push it to our goal temperature of 129 degrees so we can get a reverse sear on this over some really hot charcoal. So here we go. 129 degrees. All right, 135.2, that's gonna be our new target temperature. So we will come back in a few minutes and see what this says. Right now, the ambient sitting 127 degrees, that's right there. And I wanna get that up into the 130 range. So I have the monitor, I have it set to shut off after just a couple minutes. So there you go, you just hit that and it wakes back up. That way it's saving the battery. I've been running this all day long with no problems at all. The battery for the probe is 100% fully charged, and the battery for this just is 1 bar down. But to be honest, it's been like that since I started, since I did not charge it early this morning. This is just set up from the last time I used it. The battery life on these things is just insane. So way to go, Typhur. Here's something a little different. I'm cooking some chili today, smoking up some chili. And I have not read the internal temperature. So let's get our Typhur InstaProbe core out and see what it says. Right, look at that, 200 degrees on that pot. This is far away from the heat source. This one's boiling over here, so let's see. This was my cooler one to start with. I just changed these around. So 192. It's getting that hot spot right there. .202, 203. And this one in the center, get it going again, is 199. Check this out. This is really cool. You can also turn it like this and run it like this, straight. Like this. Or if you're left-handed, watch this. Watch this shift around. What? Look at that. That's a really cool feature, that the display actually will shift around. Look at that. It just shifts around as you turn it. Way to go, Typhur. This is a really cool product. It reads it really quick. And this product also came with a calibration certificate. So you know that it was calibrated. You know that it's accurate. All right, we just hit 130 degrees Fahrenheit internal temperature on our steak. So I'm just going to wait for these coals to get a little bit hotter. We lit these coals, we just need a few more minutes with them. And then we're gonna take the sous vide steak out. We're gonna pat it off with a towel. That way we take the moisture out of there, because we don't want the moisture on there. When we go to do the reverse sear, we're gonna make sure that these coals are very nice and hot. And then we're gonna see, hey, can that probe actually take the temperature it's needed to do a hot reverse sear? We will see. Time to reverse sear this and see if these probes can take it. This steak is juicy. All right, let's pat it dry. Pat it dry. Flip it over. Put it to the test. Okay, let's see how hot our bed of coals are. 900. That's pretty hot. 936. It's about as hot as it'll take. All right, now I'm setting it. I'm resetting. I'm adjusting this to 145 degrees. That's at 132 internal temperature. We have an ambient, it's reading at 147. So that's pretty good. Right where it's sitting, right where the probe is sitting, it's not 900 degrees. So that's nice. So we should get there pretty soon. 132. Put the lid on for a second. Bottom vents on both sides are open. Top vents fully open. Internal temperature of 132 right there. Our ambient's raising really quick, 290. All right, let's give it a flip. Oh yeah, it's a nice char on there. That is a thick piece of meat. We have our probe right here sticking out. I'm gonna close this back up for a second. Still sitting 131 internal. See where we're at. Can still go more. Still sitting at an internal temperature of 131. There it is, 135. You know what? That's looking pretty good to me. Let's do this. That's a thick piece. Look at that crust on that side. We're gonna get a little bit of crust going on the fat side. On the non-fat side, we're gonna get a little crust going there too. Let's pull it. I can't wait any longer. I wanna bite into this. Look at that, with the heat probe stuck in there. Way to go, Typhur. Awesome. All right, there we go. 143 degrees Fahrenheit. It's looking pretty good. Look at the heat probe. That's the ceramic part that sticks out to measure the ambient temperature. All right, so now you've just seen the Typhur dual sync heat probe system, the Gold Series, in action for yourself, as well as the Typhur Instacore probe. You decide if these are something you need to have in your arsenal of cooking gear. For me, I am super stoked about these. These are truly game changers for me. I love using the Instacore probe on chicken or burgers or something, or as you saw, even in making some chili. It just is really convenient to fold it out. I know it works really good. It's got a great monitor on it. I can see everything very, very good. And then with the Gold Series dual sync, this thing's just, it's a game changer for me. It helps me already. I've just been playing with it for a few weeks now, and it's already proven to be an extreme asset to my cooking game. It just makes life so much easier for me. I'm a busy guy. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. I got a lot going on, and this gives me so much peace of mind. Do I recommend this? Absolutely. These products are great. The company stands behind the products too. It's got good warranty. I mean, they're really well made. I can't say enough about these, honestly. But I tell you what, if you are interested in purchasing these, I'm gonna put a discount code for 10% off in the description below. And if you get any value out of this content at all, please do me a huge, huge favor. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps me produce more valuable, flavorful content for you like this in the future. And until next time, live a life of flavor.